Hello, my most amazing 3G artists. We are going to look at a little bit more art history today as we learn about Henri Matisse, because he is the artist who created this work of art, which we are still working on for our project. As you might remember, this is called Icarus. What's it called? Icarus. Yep. And it was from Greek mythology. Henri Matisse was inspired by the story of Icarus, where he was trying to escape with his father out of a prison when they flew too close to the sun. Remember, he had wings made out of feathers from birds, and his dad had put them together with wax, and the father had warned him not to go too close to the sun, but in his excitement and the wonderful feeling of flying, he forgot and he got too close and it melted and the wings fell apart and he landed in the sea, never to be heard from again. So, a sad story, but an exhilarating moment. So, I wanted to share a little bit more with you about Henri Matisse, the artist, and why his work, which we call painting with scissors, is inspirational and matches our Parnassus pillar of character called perseverance. All right, take a look with me now at a story. This story is called Henri's Scissors by Jeanette Winter. In a small weaving town in France, a young boy named Henri-Émile Bonnet Matisse watched his mother paint china. He wanted to paint too. He drew pictures in the sand, and he drew pictures in his school books. When Henri was a young man, he drew pictures in his law books and on contracts, deeds, and wills. Henri was sick in bed with appendicitis one winter. His mother gave him a box of paints, and he painted until he was well. He kept on painting, forgot about law, and left his small town to be an artist in Paris. Henri painted pictures day after day and year after year. He was happy, and his paintings made people happy, but when Matisse was an old man, he fell ill. So ill he couldn't paint. So ill he couldn't sit up. So ill he could only lie in bed and sleep. His paintings floated by in his dreams. Matisse finally opened his eyes, and they were filled with sadness. Now he must remain in bed or use a wheelchair. Would he ever have the energy to paint again? When Matisse was strong enough to travel, he went to the seaside. The sea air might help him get well. Before long, he sat up. A little later, he drew. Then one day, Matisse picked up a pair of scissors and cut out shapes from painted paper. He was drawing with scissors. "A pair of scissors is a wonderful instrument," he said. Matisse cut paper all day. "My pleasure in cutting things out grows even greater. Why didn't I think of it earlier?" His assistants painted paper for him all day. "Oh, it seems to me that I am in a second life." Paper cutouts covered his walls. One evening, Matisse lay in bed and he drew the faces of his grandchildren on the ceiling with a piece of chalk tied to a long pole. As he fell asleep, they looked down on him and saw his dreams. They saw the shapes that surrounded him in sleep. As time went on, Matisse cut bigger and bigger shapes. They filled his seaside room with color. "You see, I am obliged to remain often in bed. I have made a little garden all around me where I can walk. There are leaves, fruits, a bird. I am deeply contented and happy. Then one night, Matisse walked out into his paper garden, and the rainbow of shapes cradled the old artist and carried him into the heavens. Are some of the stars we see at night coming to us from Henri's scissors? Perhaps. The end. All right, I hope you enjoyed that story. I want you to notice that the stars on the last page really match the stars in his work of art called Icarus. And you'll get to try cutting some of those out too. All right, I'll see you in the project video.